to start ourselves in child's pose. Please come towards the back of your mat, toes together, knees wide. Stretch your hands out and close the eyes. And as you rest here in child's pose, see if you can start to drop your attention, the whole of your presence, into the center of your belly. And don't worry if that's a little bit tricky at the moment, if it's a little distracting for the mind. It can take 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, the whole class for the mind to be able to stay and hang out in a spot. So just keep repeating it over and over again. Bring your mind into the center of your navel, the belly. And feel that in yoga, the Shushumna, which is like the central channel of energetics, you can think of it like the spine of your inner energetics. It doesn't actually hang out in one physical spot, like the spine. It moves ever so slightly. And so as you hold your attention in your center here, you also start to inquire, where is the center? Is it in a little bit of a different spot to yesterday or the day before? Or, where I've had an experience of it maybe months, years ago. Then support yourself here by starting to stretch the breath out so that it's at least as long as the breath in, if not a little bit longer. Okay, when you next breathe in, rise on up to all fours. Inhale, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Then tuck your toes and peel back for that long, slow exhale into downward facing dog. So we use the movement to slow the breath down. As you inhale, slowly come to all fours. As you exhale, slow down the breath and peel back to downward facing dog. Look into your navel, attention in the center. 4 more times like that. Inhale slowly, maybe a count of 3 or 4 to the knees. And exhale even slower back to down dog, maybe a count of 4, 5 or 6. Good, 2 more. Slowly to kneeling. Even slower to downward facing dog. Look into your belly button as you do it. When you next find yourself in downward facing dog, hold it here please. Affix your eye gaze towards your belly button and just soften off the knees so that you can deepen into the front hip crease and have quite a nice lift and lengthen through the back of the pelvis and the lower back. And keep turning the mind, the sense of your focus in this present moment into the felt sense of your center.
Take one more slow breath in here. As you breathe out, squeeze, lift the pelvic floor up inside the body.
Then look forward, lunge the right foot forward. Come into a low lunge. If it doesn't make it very far forward, you just grab the ankle and give it a help. Good. Push the mat away with both hands and step back to a high plank as you breathe out. We're going to do 5 of those. Left foot now lunges all the way up between the hands on your inhale. High plank, step back as you exhale. 4 more. Right foot lunge, inhale. High plank, exhale. 3 more. Our intention here to warm up the center, warm up the core, so it's easier for you to hold your presence, your attention there. Last 2. Right foot forward. Feel the navel, squeeze the pelvic floor. Last one. Step back. Return to downward facing dog.
And please walk your feet all the way to the top of the mat.
Take them just outside the shoulders
and hang here in Uttanasana, your forward fold. Work with the breath again. Can the out breath be a fraction longer than the in breath? And every time you breathe out, can you add on to the squeeze of the pelvic floor a draw back of the navel straight to the back body, like it's trying to touch the spine. Please soften knees. Squeeze your tailbone down towards the heels. Curl the lower back. And then like you're stacking your spine one vertebrae at a time, rise to standing. Step feet together, hands in Anjali Mudra, prayer at the heart. Close the eyes. Sway just a fraction forward and a fraction back. And do that a couple of times till you find the felt center. Then do the same thing side to side. Sway a little bit to one side, then the other. Do it just a couple of times. So you get a sense of, okay, that's where center is today. And that becomes the anchor for your mind and your breath in today's practice. Fortify that that center is going to hold your attention as we open the practice together with an Om. Inhale, then pause. Move around that felt center as though it leads the practice, it's guiding the practice. Open your eyes and stretch up.
Soften your knees, tip from your hips to fold forward. Now place the hands on your front shins, lengthen out into a nice long spine. Hold it here and notice if sort of the back of the skull or the back of the shoulders is leading. And instead, can you feel that felt sense of center almost being stretched out over the top of your mat and back towards the back of the mat. Take one more breath here. Relax the hands to the mat, push them down and step back to a high plank, please. Hold it here for 5. Every time you breathe out, squeeze the pelvic floor and draw the navel to the back body. For 3. If it's too much on wrists or shoulders, it's okay to put the knees down. Otherwise, take this as an opportunity to build core and center awareness. Last breath. Please place your knees as you exhale. Chest goes on a diagonal forward of the fingertips, lay down. Now cobra pose, squeeze the shoulders. Eyebrows back to the mat. 3 more times, do it with your breath. Inhale, rise. Exhale, relax. 2 more, feel breath, attention in the center of your body. Breath out a little longer than the breath in. Last one, big beautiful inhale here. Downward facing dog. Draw the navel to the back body and breathe out. Inhale. Breath out a little longer than the exhale. Look forward, step or lightly jump all the way up to your hands. Halfway lift a flat back, move from the center of your body. Bow on down. Rise up to standing, stretch those arms overhead. Bow, and how do you pivot? As though you're pivoting around a center energetic line. Halfway. Step back to a high plank. It's fine to put the knees down if you need, or stay up on toes, chest forward and down. Knees, or stretch the toes back for a back bend. Downward facing dog, navel to back body. Breathe in, breathe out. Top of the mat, step or maybe jump up. Flat back, inhale. Fold. Rise up, last round. Feel the breath out as though it moves down that central line. Feel the breath in as though it enlivens that central line. High plank to low plank, knees are fine, or toes. Back bend, knees or toes. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Top of your mat, step or lightly jump. Lengthen, breath in. Bow, nice patient breath out. Rise to standing, stretch up here, inhale. Chair pose, sit back and down with the butt. Good, now we really need this sense of navel drawing to back body just to provide us a little bit of lower back support. So get that a lot, please, as you inhale. Stay in the chair in the thighs. Exhale, belly down to thighs. Fingertips tap the mat out in front of you. Stay in the chair. Come back to chair, inhale. Hold it as you exhale. Rise up, stretch up, breath in. Relax your hands down by your side.
Let's do that again. Reach up, inhale. Chair pose, sit down. Remember, breath out a little longer than the breath in. Stay, inhale, navel to back body. Bow, chest to thighs, stay in the squat, fingertips to mat. Stay in the squat, return to chair, inhale. Rise to standing. And release the hands. We add on, reach up, inhale, a little smoother this time. This time chair, exhale, then keep going on the exhale, belly to thighs, fingertips to mat. So that's one smooth movement. Inhale, back to chair. Keep going on the inhale, rise up. Hands relax. You've got that 4 more times. Reach up. Sit. Belly to thighs, fingertips to the mat. That's your exhale. Inhale, back to chair, then to standing. Arms relax. You've got it 3 more times. Now we don't have to do it the same time as each other. Let it just be your lung capacity. Feel how long does it take you to stretch the exhale? How long does it take you to stretch the inhale? And the whole time you move, please be very aware of navel to back body and this central line of energy. That even if the mind gets distracted, you just gently over and over and over again remind it. We're focusing on our center. We're focusing on navel to back body. One last time. This time the fingertips touch the mat, stay there. You really need your weight back in your heels, back in your butt, and the belly button drawing to the back body to support you here. Stay in the chair. Inhale just halfway so the fingertips point straight forward. Then bow again. Exhale, chest to thigh. 3 of these, just strengthening our lower back. Inhale, fingertips forward. Navel to back body. Bow, exhale. 2 more, maintain that chair in the leg. Weight in the heels, squeeze the butt, fingertips forward. Fingertips to the mat. Last time, inhale. Forward fold, hands to the mat, lift the hips, exhale. Lengthen out nice and long, breathe in. Hands to the mat, high plank to low plank as you exhale. Knees or toes stretch back for your back bend. Downward facing dog. Look at your right foot. Put the heel where the big toe is and turn it on a 45-degree angle towards the top corner of your mat. Good, now step the left foot straight forward. Reach both hands up into what we call warrior 1. Palms are together. Good, so the front foot faces the top of your mat. Back foot's on a 45-degree angle, so it's not the side of your mat, it's slightly forward. And the hips wrap towards the top of the mat, but you don't have to be strict with that. If that feels yuck in your knee, just wrap them as far as is comfortable. Good, strong arms. Sink a little deeper into that front knee. Inhale. Hands down onto your belly. Exhale, please. attention back in that central line of energy. Inhale, take the hands out wide. Exhale, bring them back to the belly and really pull the mind, the breath, your attention there. 3 of those, please. Inhale, open the hands. Exhale, hands to belly and sink deeper into that front thigh. 2 more. Notice the mind, attention in the navel. Last one. Open the hands. Bring them back to the navel. Now straighten the front leg, please. Warrior 2, adjust the back foot so it now points to the long end of your mat. Hands wide, return to a low squat. So front foot faces forward, back foot faces to the side. You're trying now to angle your hips over to the long edge of your mat. Eye gaze is steady. Just as we did in the last pose. Inhale, hands to navel. Exhale, strong warrior 2, stretch it back out. 3 more, inhale, hands to navel. Exhale, stretch out. Now notice where your attention starts to go. And see if you can feel the felt center of the spine. Remember when we swayed? Can you find that sense again? Keep drawing navel to back body to support yourself. Take the hands out wide here. Straighten the front leg for a moment. Then sink back down, elbow to thigh, extended side angle. You can stay here or take the hand down to the mat. The back foot's still pointing towards the long edge of your mat. Bite the outside of the back foot into the mat and really try and lift the arch of the foot and the inner ankle. We're here for 3. Keep broadening the left knee out to the little toe. Open that hip for 2. Last breath. Hand to mat. Downward facing dog, please. Have a look at your left foot. Turn the left foot on a 45-degree angle, so big toe goes, heel goes where the big toe was. It points to the top corner of your mat. Right foot steps all the way forward. Reach up. Eye gaze steady. And if it helps, if you want to sway a little bit with the chest forward and back, side to side, and find where's center today, do it. Go for it. Because we want that to be our anchor. We want that to be what holds our presence in the practice tonight. Inhale. Hands down to the belly as you exhale, please. 4 times. Open the hands on a breath in. Back to the navel, sink a little deeper, breathe out. 3 more. Can you get stiller, more focused in the eye gaze? Find something to concentrate on. So that the sense of sight is not distracted. And we have more capacity to focus deeper into this navel. Last one, inhale, expand. Hands to navel, exhale, belly back. Straighten the front leg so that you can adjust the foot to face the side now. Warrior 2, sink down low. There's kind of 2 schools of thought on this. You can have your heels lining up or your heel and your arch lining up. I always just recommend find which one of those feels good in your skeleton, in your bones. Check the back foot's pointing towards the long side of the mat.
Focus the eye gaze steady over that front middle finger. Then our same breath. Hands into navel, exhale. Open up, big breath. Hands to navel, exhale. 3 more, and as you do it, you almost feel like the hands push. They tangibly push your attention into your center. Like you're collecting your mind and placing it there. When you next open, stay. Straighten the front leg just for a moment to give it a break. Then descend into warrior 2, elbow to thigh, extend your warrior. Or maybe try bottom hand down to the mat. Go for a lot of opening in that front hip, the knees out to the little toe, the pelvis is tracking down. And a lot of strength and lift through the back arch, the back inner ankle. Keep trying to turn both sides of your chest towards that left side wall. Last big breath here. Hands to the mat, downward facing dog, please. Breathe in. Slowly and fully breathe out. Look forward, step, or maybe jump top of the mat. Halfway lift. Bow down. Chair pose, sit deeply. And fold back down as you exhale. Lengthen out from your center line, flat back. High plank to low plank. Knees are fine. Back bend. Downward facing dog. Look at your right foot, turn it 45 degrees. Left foot steps straight forward. Reach up, inhale. Now, like a martial artist, just adjust the back foot, point it to the side, warrior 2. Exhale. Extended side angle, elbow or fingertips, breath in. High plank to low plank. It's fine to do it on the knees if you need. Back bend. Downward facing dog. Left foot 45, right foot straight forward, warrior 1. Back foot adjusts as you open to warrior 2. Lean forward, lengthen out, breath in. High plank to low plank, breathe out. Knees are fine. Back bend. Down dog. One last time. Breathe in. Look forward. Step or jump top of your mat. Flat back. Forward fold. Chair pose as though you pivot around your belly. Bow forward, hands to the mat. Flat back as though you pivot around the belly. High plank to low plank. Use the navel to the back body for control. Back bend. Down dog. Warrior 1, right foot turns out, left steps forward, reach up. Warrior 2, nice long, patient breath out. extended side angle, fill up the side body. High plank to chaturanga, low plank. Back bend. Down dog. Left foot 45, right foot forward, warrior one. Warrior two, turn and adjust the back foot. Lengthen out, extended side angle. High plank to low plank. Back bend. Down dog. Stay here, right foot 45 again, step the left foot forward, warrior one. Keep flowing, warrior two, nice and patient, breath out. Extended side angle, take a breath here, stay. Now interlace this top hand behind your back. So just putting it behind your back. This might be enough, and you may end up wanting to get a block and put it forward of the front foot as you step and lift the back leg. But if you have range in the shoulder, we're actually aiming to take this bottom hand down underneath the front thigh and try and interlace the hands behind your back. Then everybody, it doesn't matter which one you've got, look a foot forward of the front foot, step the back leg up until you can load and try and lift that back leg. If you've got the bind that's more challenging, you really need to feel the center. If you try and do it from the bones, from the outer body, it won't work. Last one. Step all the way back. Hands to the mat and walk to between your feet. Become slightly pigeon-toed. Turn the toes in and bow forward. Slow down the out breath. Anchor your mind in your center. Alright, let's do that on the other side. So just turn your right foot towards the back of your mat, towards the short edge. Bend into the knee and rise up to warrior two. Good. Extend your warrior two, elbow to thigh. If the range is there, fingertips down. And interlace the top hand behind the back. So the option is here to look forward, take the hand forward and lift that back leg. But in order to really challenge your mind, your breath and your sense of center, try it with a bind. Bottom hand interlaces under. Again, everybody look a foot forward of your top foot. Step the back leg up. And notice here where you try and balance from. Is it from the brain? Feel the energetic center of your torso. And don't worry if you wobble. You know, I'm wobbling too. It's just padding it out. Last breath. Step it back. Become slightly pigeon-toed and fold. This time though, interlace the hands behind your back and stretch the little fingers forward. Hands to the mat, please. Walk around to a downward facing dog, pointing to the top of your mat again. Lift your hips and your heels as high as you possibly can. Look on out past your fingertips and bend the knees. Now we want to spring load. Feel like you've got a spring that goes from your armpits to your knees. You're trying to squash them. So squish there, armpits to knees, knees to armpits. Really get a lot of flexion in the front hips. Take another big breath in, look way past your fingertips. Like you release the spring, jump through to your butt and lift the legs, please. Good, hold it here. If you've got something handy nearby, like a block, a tennis ball, even a cushion that you can put between your knees, do that please. That will remind your inner thighs to stay active. Now you've got 3 options here. And this is based on injury. If you feel a little yuck in the lower back right now, you can hold on. If your lower back is fine, and there's just a sense of kind of not wanting to do core work, just kind of call yourself on that. Because our strong center, our strong core is going to be the foundation of everything we do in yoga. Even the energetics, even the spiritual, we need a really strong, fired up core. So if you feel that the lower back's fine, release the hands, please. We're here for 3. For 2. For 1, pelvic floor lifts, navel to back body. Squeeze the block or whatever you've got, or even just the inner thighs in, and come to low boat. For 5, you want to feel like you've got bungee cords that zip up the ribs and the hips in the front body. For 3, stay. Strong core is the foundation of everything. For 2, last breath, hold it here, hug the inner thighs, come back up. Release any equipment you've got, cross the ankles, and step or jump back to high plank. Good, center, center, center. We just want to fire it up for a moment. Roll your heels to the back of the room, side plank. If anybody has wrist or elbow issues, it's fine to come down to the forearm, but we hold it here, breathe in. Now all of your attention consumed by this heat in the belly. For 2. Last breath. Return to high plank in the center. Hold it here for 3. And even if the mind is protesting about the core, about the center, about what we're doing, it's still present, it's still there, and that's what we're looking for. Go the other way, turn to face the back of the room, either on the hand or come down to the forearm. For 3, feel the felt sense of your center. Every time you breathe out, stretch the out breath, draw the navel to the back body. Last one. Come back through high plank. Push to downward facing dog. Again, bend your knees. Think of that spring from knees to armpits. Take a nice big breath in. And then jump through to your butt. And this time you stretch your left leg forward. Draw the right leg back. That's it. Take a little bit of a moment to sit tall. Adjust the hips if you need. If you need to bend the left knee, that's more comfortable in the pelvis, that's fine. Inhale, let the arms float overhead. Keep the spine as long as possible as you exhale forward, just until the fingertips touch the mat. Good, navel to back body, adjust the weight back to your hips, arms lift up next to the ears, and then you rise. Exhale, lean forward, try and keep the arms next to the ears until the very last moment when the fingertips touch down. Rise the hands back next to the ears. Slowly rise for your inhale. It's quite a bit of work in the lower back as we do this one, so keep the spine long, keep drawing navel to back body, and keep quite a bit of weight back in the butt, back in the hips. Fingertips are down. Then spine stays long. Inhale, biceps next to ears. Then rise. One more time. Lengthen it out. Spine long, fingertips to mat as you exhale. Nice long exhale. Weight in the hips, navel to back body. Biceps next to the ears. Rise. Inhale. This time lengthen forward. Let the hands rest. And you're going to stay. Now we're only here for a minute this round, but if you do need a little bit of support, either just from the hands or from a block or a cushion, if you need to be propped a little higher, that's fine. Find either a steady eye gaze or close the eyes. Each inhale, you feel length up that central line of the body, the felt center. Don't worry so much about the spine. Where does the center feel like it is? And then stretch each exhale. Try and make it a little longer as you soften in. Mind held by the center. Please press into all the things that support you. Again, draw navel to back body. Put your weight back in your hips as you slowly rise. And take your time to gently change sides. It's fine, again, to bend the knees if that takes some pressure out of the lower back. Sit a little taller. Reach up, inhale. Spine as long as possible. Biceps stay next to the ears as you exhale slowly. Let the fingertips touch the mat at the last moment. Navel to back body, weight in the hips as you inhale, slowly rise. And exhale, slowly lean forward. Do this 4 times. And you don't have to be the same time as me. We don't have to be the same time as each other. It's your breath. Anchor your mind into the felt sense of center. Lots of weight in the hips, lots of navel to back body, lots of spinal length. This time lengthen forward. Let the hands rest. And you're going to stay. Now we're only here for a minute this round, but if you do need a little bit of support, either just from the hands or from a block or a cushion, if you need to be propped a little higher, that's fine. Find either a steady eye gaze or close the eyes.
Each inhale, you feel length up that central line of the body, the felt center. Don't worry so much about the spine. Where does the center feel like it is? And then stretch each exhale. Try and make it a little longer as you soften in. Mind held by the center. Please press into all the things that support you. Again, draw navel to back body. Put your weight back in your hips as you slowly rise. And make your way onto your back, feet hip distance, palms turned up, just for a brief moment of rest. Let your breath now become soft and reflexive, that the body will breathe without you having to force it. Allow any tension that might have crept up into the shoulders, the neck, the jaw to relax. Allow any tension that might have crept into the butt cheeks to relax, and the hips, and the hip socket. And let the tissues of your body do this beautiful, important work of remembering all the muscles that you asked to switch on. Please calmly make your way to seated. Bring warmth into your hands whenever you're ready. Wake up the arms.